So L.E. has come all the way from I'm a Survivor to visit you, and he has brought a friend along with him. Oh Lord, look over there on the ground. Look over there on the ground. Look, hey, Hero, look, here's a baby. He's like, I'm too busy eating to care about babies. I don't play with babies. I'm a big goat. Have you not seen me? How big I am? Hero, come love this little girl. Oh boy, that feels good. We love her. We really do love her. But I can't help it, but what I keep doing in my mind is remembering, I can tell you the cost of every single one of them plants that she's trampling over. And that little ball right there that she just knocked off, I can tell you right where Jamie bought it and how much we had to pay for it. Come on, Ruby. Come on, love. Come on, sweet girl. Jamie, why's my hat out here? This is my good hat. What's it doing on the ground? Oh, Lord. That's my new fuzzy hat that someone got me.
Oh, no, but I thought it was popping.
Come on, Ruby. Ruby.
Look at her face off with me.
Yeah. She's having fun. It's just fun for her. Baby, please don't kick Daddy. Let's all walk to your pasture. Let's all walk Ruby to her pasture. She's trying to cut us off. Ouch. Come on, Ruby. Ruby. Oh. Come on, sweet girl. We're going to walk you to your pasture. It's time for you to go night-night. I bet Carl and Tad are ready for you. Ready to offer their protection for the night. Oh. I don't think she wants any protection from me. She's protect myself. Sweetie, come on. She's like, I can protect myself, darn it. I don't need a couple of big birds to protect me. They're like, don't put her back with us, please. Yeah, Tat and Carl are like, please leave her out. Let us have a night's rest. Come on, sweetie, we're going inside. Come on. Come on. Come on, sweet baby.
Christmas.
It's okay. They're playing. Christmas is going to try to herd her back to where she belongs. Come on, sweetie. Come on, Ruby. Come on, love. Come on, sweet Ruby. Look at these two jokers.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Ruby.
You rang. Yes, we rang. It's time for y'all to take care of your baby. Come on, sweet Ruby. Oh, she's going to resist. If you'll come watch the gate from these two big galoots, I'll get her and bring her in. Pickles, you're going to stay right where you're at. Come on, Ruby. Here she comes. She's going to walk in with us if you walk in too. Come on, Ruby. Here she comes, Mama. What a good girl. Come on, Ruby. Pickles, you're not going to go out. You're staying right here. Come on, Ruby. Christmas, help us. Come on. Christmas, bring her in here. Ruby. Ruby, let's go.
Come on, Ruby.
She gets TT first. Everybody give her a chance to TT. Anytime now, Ruby. Hello, Ruby. Let's go.
Pickles is leaving you.
I can grab Pickles. Don't scare Ruby. Don't do it to scare Ruby. Do not try to scare Ruby. So something kind of interesting is that even with all of the foraging there is to be done in the woods, Santianna has come back up to this pasture to look at Ruby. Santianna, she's forfeiting delicious meals. That's right, she is forfeiting delicious meals to look at Ruby. She wants to see what Ruby's all about. Do not get over here with him. Hold on. Tex, be sweet. Tex, you be sweet. Now, of course, Tex is hanging out with Santianna today, and they're doing things together. You want to drink of water? Look how delicious that water looks. This is Ruby. She's a sweet girl. She's a very sweet girl, I know. Her name is Ruby. She's a sweet girl. Can y'all love Ruby if I let her in there with you? Ruby's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay with my daddy right here. This is my daddy right here. I don't want to go with anybody else. I'm gonna be right here with my daddy. And my mommy will feed me. And I'm completely happy with my grand protectors. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Ruby, you don't want to be a cow, baby. You could be a cow. Look at Charlene, she's being a cow. Tex and Santianna are so intrigued about this little girl. Listen, they could be down in the woods foraging. Instead, they come up to the pasture, to the, around the loafing shed to see what's what and who's who. Let me do something real fast. I want to let Pickles in here with us. Guys, I don't trust Pickles to stay out of trouble with Tex and Santianna. I'm going to tell you another harsh reality about nature is that when they see that there's somebody who's not quite like them, we'll just say not quite like them, they can be really mean. Come on, Pickles. Pickles, your bell is all wonky. And Pickles is, well, he's not quite like them, okay? He was born with a little bit of a birth defect. And ever since, he's been a little bit wonky. And that's fine. We love him for who he is and how he is. We don't care. But not all animals will be as accepting. But I bet you that little girl right there will, Ruby, come over here and play with Pickles. Come play with Pickles. Pickles, you have a friend right there in Ruby. But I'm warning you, Pickles, she can be pretty rough. She can be rough. She can. This is really neat, though. Santianna just wants to be a mommy so bad. And she wants to mommy anybody. You might want to think twice, Santianna. This little girl here, you know what I would do. If Tex was not here with them, I would, you know what? Let me see if I can let Santianna in here. Santianna only. We're not letting Tex in. Come on, Santianna. I don't want Tex in here to cause any drama. This is Santianna trying to make the acquaintance of Ruby. And Ruby's terrified, poor baby. It's okay, Ruby. Ruby's like, I'm so scared. I don't know why I'm scared. I know I understand what you're saying, that you're nice. I've been following the cows around most of the day. At this point, they made their way back up into the freshly cleared pasture, the one we hydro-seeded. Now, there's not much to eat on the ground. There's no grazing, but as you can see, Texas found something up in that tree, up in a limb, that tastes pretty good. Santianna and Charlene are still back down the hill. I think that he's scouted everything out pretty good and feels fairly safe. Let's walk a little bit closer. Hey, buddy. I'm sorry it's so hot and dry. I will say he still looks remarkably good for a bull that's gone 80 days with no rain on his pastures. I think that anyone that was going to evaluate your animals, you would probably, of course, remember he's a Longhorn, and Longhorns are not known to be beefy cows, and so he's not a beefcake, ladies. He's not a beefcake, okay? I've heard y'all use that expression. Oh, what a beefcake! He's not a beefcake, but he is pretty darn masculine and muscular, and he's a great-looking bull. We're getting a little bit of rib showing, a little bit of his hindquarters, the hips there. The bones are starting to kind of protrude more than what we like. But guys, he's not a show cow. We're not putting him into shows. He's our herd bull, and he's trying to survive a really harsh summer. Now, we used to let him over into this pasture quite a bit when it was still wooded. So he knows every inch of this place. It's not like he's discovering new territory. He's probably wondering where all the trees went. Now, I'm going to tell you something else that worries me greatly. Corey said between 7 and 10 days we should be seeing grass. And friends, it's been over 2 weeks and there's nothing popping up through there. Like nothing. And so that may have been a whole lot of wasted money. That's one concern. But number two, this does nothing for us as far as, you know, helping find a pasture to rotate our animals onto. But we're not blaming Corey. That's the hydro seeding fella. We're not going to blame Corey because there's no way he would have known he was going to come spray and then we were going to continue in this drought. I'm hoping, and I don't know exactly how it works, but I am hoping that the seed will just lay there dormant. I don't know how that really works, but the seed will just lay there dormant. And then if we ever do find ourselves in a low pressure system where we can start getting some nice rain, some daily rains, or, you know, several days of rain, maybe then everything will start the process of germination. And so maybe it's not all for nothing. Maybe we can still get something out of it. But our initial hopes and dreams of having grass here that the cows and horses could graze on, and what we were hoping would be a month and a half at the most, is not going to happen. Instead, Tex will do like a good Longhorn and just walk around and nibble on things he can forage on here and there, much like a goat. And then I know I'm going to sound like a broken record to you folks who've been hanging out with me for a while, but for anyone who's fairly new to the page, I want to welcome you first of all, and then I want to also remind you that we're blessed in that Longhorns are the only bovine who is as able to adapt to these type of conditions. They have been DNA, genetically, not genetically, but their code, y'all. Their code. They're a cow that has become accustomed to harsh, dry, extreme Texas temperatures and drought. And so they can forage on things like a goat. They can survive on things that other cows could not. And so in saying so, you're not going to get the same type of beefy cow. Longhorns are not the kind of cows you see going to slaughter, because there's in fact not enough meat on a longhorn to be profitable to. So people don't raise longhorns for beef production. I'll just put it that way. Instead, longhorns are mostly used to maintain pastures, which is what we like them for. The more that we can get our cows to do, the less we have to do with the tractor, if that makes any sense to you. So I'm just kind of looking down the fence line here, and Texas just kind of, he's making his way about. He's just doing what cows do. But I'll say this is the one thing I'll say, and then I'll let you go. This, what he's doing right now, to me, is 100 times better than what I've seen him doing the last month, which is finding a spot somewhere in the shade and laying there the entire day. I don't know exactly how a vet would say this, but an animal's gut has to work. You have to have movement to make your gut work. And two things that will kill a cow this time of year in these kind of conditions is a properly working gut, and I believe they call it RSV. I'm not certain about that acronym, but it's a respiratory infection that happens from breathing up too much dust. And when all of these farmers go out onto these dry pastures and pour their cubes or pour their grains along the ground, and them animals are walking along having to sniff and snort up all this dust trying to eat. Or when your cows are just out grazing, yet there's nothing to graze on, and they're walking around sniffing and snorting and sucking up dust into their lungs. That is what happens to create respiratory issues. And once your cows start wheezing and coughing, guys, it's not long before pneumonia sets in, and then you will lose a cow. And we do not want to do that. We do not want to lose our beloved Tex, or any of our cows for that matter. So,
don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
yeah, something like that.